Mama Crafts. Today we're going to be making a coffee infused soap without the coffee grounds in it. So I'm going to start by showing you how I infuse the coconut oil with the coffee. I already did that and have the batch ready for the next time. This is going to be for my bigger batch because it smells super good. And when you get done infusing this, you want to use a coffee that smells really, really, really good. You don't want to use anything that might taste good but kind of have an off smell to it. I prefer the Dunkin' Donuts coffee because it just smells wonderful. So that's what I use when I make my soaps. And I also found the non-GMO Butcher Boy coconut oil at Big Lots. It was on sale for $12 for this big jar of it. So if you have a Big Lots by you, I recommend going there. It's a really good price for some good non-GMO coconut oil. So what I did is I got the whole bean Dunkin' Donuts coffee and I ground it right here before I used it. That way it gets all as much of the fresh smell and everything out of it, and it doesn't smell stale at all. I love the whole bean coffees. I use it when I drink. And I'm just going to fill this up.
And what were you drinking?
Coffee. Don't spike my coffee. That is Aunt Shanna's. Yes, Aunt Shanna is back again. Watch out, people. You never know what she's going to imply.
Hey, it's all about the views.
And I'm not going to be using this oil for lotion, so it's okay that I scrape this back. I don't like waste. I'm going to save everything that I can.
That's why she's the recycle mama.
Yes. I love to recycle everything.
Including her kids.
Yes, my kids are recycled. My kids are adopted. I love them to death. Yay! But I even recycled my children. So then you don't want to put the lid on tight with these because you're going to be cooking it. You stick it in a pot, measure the water beforehand before you put all the stuff in the jar. That way you don't have a big mess of water all over the place. Then you want to cook this on a very, very low temperature. You're going to take the lowest setting you can get on your stove, and you're just going to keep an eye on it. Make sure that there's the water doesn't boil out of it.
Around me this way, and then we can...
If the water does boil out of your pan, do not pour more cold water into the pan to continue boiling it, because you could crack your jar and have a big, huge glass mess that you just can't use. So because like with this is a small pan, if this water were to boil out and get low, I just turn it off. And if I wanted to cook it a little bit longer with more water, I would then wait for it to cool down completely, add more water, and redo the process. I just don't have any big pans clean right now, so I'm just going to use this little pan because it's a small jar and it'll work fine for now. But that's how I got this started. I'm going to put this over here out of the way because we're done with that now.
Just remember, it's a safety tip. Don't pour cold water in a hot pan.
And don't ever try to get all of the glass out if you do break a jar like that, because you're never there. You can't ever be sure you get every last piece of glass out, and you don't want glass in your soap.
Doesn't make a good exfoliant.
Okay, I need to get back over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the lye. Keep it in the other room, away from the kids, while it's cooling down. All right, guys, let's keep our volume down. Mom's recording. Now I've got my lye water here. Go ahead and add it. Now this I'm using, making a 100% coconut oil soap. Let's face it, it was just because I ran out of olive oil. So it's 100% coconut oil. I super fatted at 20% like was recommended in many other videos. And it turned out pretty good. Make sure that you're using all of your safety gear, your gloves, your long sleeves, the stuff that I don't use that you should.
And where's your gloves?
Shh. I tell them to do what I don't do. Okay. Oh, see, like that. I just splashed it on myself. Give me a second while I go rinse off this poison.
Don't forget the aloe.
No, you just use a little vinegar when you're doing this. If it starts to burn, you can put aloe later, but you always want to use vinegar to rinse off. And that's why you use safety gear, or you smell like vinegar all day. Okay. Once you get that in there, you're going to start mixing it. Now, What I did is I'm doing a small batch. I'm going to be using these cute little tiny molds here. I have some little hearts and these little pigs that my Aunt Maureen gave me. She is an awesome lady. She runs all of the charity events for Jace.
Now, you do realize they were regifted. I gave her the pigs.
I don't care if they're regifted. I'm making soap out of your pigs. So now we're going to use our stick blender just to get this to a light trace so we can pour. Because of the fine detail in the molds, we don't want to get this to a real heavy trace. It's going to be really hard. If you get an air bubble in there, it'll pretty much destroy the whole thing. So get it up to trace really lightly. Now, I did try to use, instead of just the water, to make coffee and freeze it and do it that way. But what happened was when I poured my lye on top of the coffee ice cubes, the lye formed a hard crust and it wouldn't dissolve. Not all of it, but there was some of it that formed a hard crust on top of those cubes. I may have poured too much at once. I'm not sure. So I just went back with and just used the coffee oils and used regular water. So I might try it again in the future, but for now I'm going to stick with this method because the oils that I infused on the stove with the coffee, they smelled fantastic all on their own, so I didn't really need it. You can see it's already starting to saponify. Now this is going to be a really nice creamy color because whenever I've made 100% coconut oil in the past, it turns pure white. This is going to have that pretty coffee caramel color. But because I'm not leaving the coffee grounds in it, it's going to be a much lighter color than in previous soaps. This will give you the benefit of the caffeine in the coffee without having to deal with the scrubs. And not everybody likes scrubs in their soaps. Okay, we're getting closer to trace, not quite there yet.
In fact, I have a friend who works at the doctor's office. She is. Yes, Aunt Shanna Banana, the queen of corn.
The corniest lady alive. You should check out her page at Aunt Hale Mysteries. She's got a couple books that she wrote, and they're corny as well.
Oh, you didn't even read the first one yet.
I read the second one.
Yes, but the first one was about Yo Mama.
She's Yo sister. Okay, we got that all mixed up. Now we're going to take this off. And because I have knocked this thing over plenty of times, I am taking the top off and putting it on a more stable base. That way I don't make a huge mess. So we've got this at a light trace now, and I'm going to start with these adorable little piggies.
Oing, oing, oing,
oing. Sound effects. Oh, look at that. They're so cute. I cannot wait for these to pop out. Oh. I bet you unmolding these are going to be a headache with these little tiny feet. But they're going to be so worth it because look how cute they are. I love little piggies.
Although I think, though, for the piggies, a bacon-scented soap would have been funny.
About that. Had a little bit of technical difficulties. Now we're back. All right. We're going to finish up. We filled up our pigs, and now we are moving on to our hearts. And these are a heart mold that, again, my Aunt Maureen gave me. And it's got a kind of a triple heart over here and then the solid hearts. So, and these are just going to be little hand soaps for guests or little gifts. They're not going to be real big bars of soap. Although this came out a lot more soap than I thought it was going to, because I measured both of these molds by weight using water, and that is probably not the best idea because now I got all this extra soap and I didn't prepare another mold. But that is not a problem because I always have extra molds at the ready. Watch out, guys. Excuse me.
Yeah, my mom on your whole stuff.
I picked these molds up here at the Dollar Tree. Ooh, and that one needs to be wiped out. Hold on, let me get one that does it. I picked them up at the Dollar Tree, and they're fantastic. I found out that you do not have to line these suckers with anything. The soap just pops right out of them. So if you're in a pinch like I am now, and you made too much soap and you need something in a hurry, this is the way to go. Have a couple of these on hand. No, you're not going to get the biggest, fattest bars around if you only have a little bit left over, but at least you got a place to put your soap in.
Well, you could always get smaller ones.
This is the only size they carried.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, that's because it's a Dollar Tree. They only carry what's left over.
Yes, but...
Because otherwise, then they'd have to charge you $2, $3, and then they'd be the $2, $3 tree.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We got the last of the soap. Get everything we can get out of it. And just tap it, and these will make good little sample size bars, or little. I could even make Go soaps out of these. Some good quality caffeine Go soaps for the lady.
I thought it was a trough to feed the pigs.
It could be the trough to feed the pigs, but today this will be a cold process soap because I can't put this mold into the oven. Although these two little molds I can, and because they're so small, they should oven process very, very quickly. So I'm going to set these in the oven for at about 170, 180 degrees. I'm going to try for just an hour because they're so small. It shouldn't take as long for them to completely go through the gel phase. Then I'll take them out and I will unmold them tomorrow, and I'll have that video available tomorrow for you guys to take a look and see what they turned out like. Once again, thank you for joining us here at Recycling Mama's Crafts. You can check us out on Facebook at Recycling Mama Crafts, and don't forget to like us and subscribe for more videos. Bye!
Bye!
Okay.
Bye-bye!
Hit the stop. No. Okay. Hold it right there. Thank you, lovely assistant. My lovely assistant is back today, Brooke, to help me unmold these soaps. Now, I couldn't wait, but these soaps are hard enough. They do have a little bit of oil coming off of them, but as they sit in air dry, that oil could be reabsorbed. But these are hard enough to be popped out, and they are so cute. So I'm going to start with the hearts. And
Mommy,
they turned out so adorable.
Mommy caught one.
Yes, I made little heart ones today. So I made little hearts and little pigs. Now, this can be just cleaned up with a little bit. With a paring knife would be fine. Brooke, can you hold the camera up a little bit higher, please?
Right here.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, Mommy.
They just pop right out of these silicone molds like that. They're so easy to pop out. And these didn't take long at all. I only had them in the oven for an hour, and they gelled completely.
See? Like that.
So
Mommy, what color is this one?
they'll be good to go in about a week. I'm going to lay them on their
What
backs
one
because
is
the
this
tops
one?
are a little bit...
No, what one is that one?
That's triple heart. See, there's 3 hearts.
Oh, this is a purple one right
Okay,
there.
hold the camera up higher, please.
Right here?
Thank you. And they did have a couple little air bubbles, but nothing really too bad.
No.
Now I'm going to unveil.
The
Put a camera over
piggy
here.
one.
The piggies! Yes, the piggies are so adorable.
Yeah.
Next time I think I'll put a little bit of watermelon juice in this, so instead of the coffee, so they turn out more piggy colored.
Yeah, see piggy colors. Them piggy.
No, this is the coffee. This is the coffee oil that Mommy used in here. Now the coffee, it turned it a little bit brown, but it's not. It's kind of like a real light beige, and it's really, really pretty. Hold it up higher, baby. Higher, not out further. Thank you. So the soap does have a little bit more color. I used the 100% coconut oil in this, so it would normally be pure white. And these little pigs, hold it up higher, you can't see the pig. These little pigs and all the little details, they popped out really, really easy, and I'm glad that they did.
Yeah.
And they just turned out so cute. So there they are. All right, let's tell everybody, hold it up. Thank you. So tell everybody thank you for coming back and seeing us again. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos.